If you're a music composer for media and you want more ways to practice and more high quality materials to practice on, that's exactly what I'm going to cover in this video. I'm going to share where you can get a free document that includes the same type of writing assignments I've had to do over and over again in order to become competent in this craft so that I could work on professional projects. I'm also going to show you what you can do to get scenes from movies, series, or games to practice on when writing to picture. So by the end of this video, you'll know different ways that you can access high quality practice materials and different methods that you can use to practice writing music in general so you can be the best music composer for media that you can possibly be. If you're new here, my name is Jonas Friedman. I'm a music composer for film, TV, and games, and over the past decade and a half, I've had the opportunity to write music on lots of exciting projects. To learn more, just check out modernmediacomposer.com, where you can sign up for our free mailing list and get tons of free tutorials, virtual instruments, and discounted offers on our mastery programs, where we go into even more detail about music production, scoring to picture, and writing music for professional media. So now, without further ado, let's cover all the different ways that you can practice as a music composer. Okay, so the first thing that you can do to practice is to download this fantastic free document that I've made for you. It has tons of different practice assignments based on common cue styles, and I've had to repeatedly do these different types of cues on different projects over the years. And the document includes a description of the assignment as well as example pieces of music or reference tracks that you can use to listen to as if it was temp music, and that should help you hear different ways that professional composers will approach these types of scenes. But don't go and download that just yet, because what I'm going to show you right now can actually work together with that document, and it can help you take things much further when practicing writing music, especially for film, TV, or games. I'm now going to show you how to solve one of the most common problems composers email me about. Because you see, one of the greatest challenges about composing for media is that you have to practice to get better. However, if you want to work on professional projects, it can be challenging to practice on a production at that level, especially when it comes to writing music for picture. It's sort of like a catch-22 because you typically only get access to high-end materials when you're on the job. And this is why when I was starting out, the best way to practice writing on professional films and series was to work for another composer already doing that. However, today, there's a lot more options than when I was starting out. So the second thing that you can do to practice, in addition to using the free document I created and linked to below, is I'm going to show you how you can get access to high quality footage to practice writing on. But I do have to give you a quick disclaimer before we jump in. I'm showing you this for personal practice and educational purposes only. I am not encouraging anyone to download, rip, or redistribute copywritten material. I would never recommend uploading any scenes that you may have downloaded to practice on publicly. If you're going to share anything at all, I would say that, in my opinion, you should keep it private or unlisted. Ultimately, what you choose to do is up to you and your best judgment. My goal here is simply to show you what's possible with a few tools that can help you capture reference video so that you can practice scoring to picture. With all that said, all you really need is a program called Wondershare Uni Converter, which is a great program I've been using for years just as a video or audio batch converter. I've put a link to it below in the description. And as usual, I have no connection to the company at all. If you use a Mac computer, you might be wondering, well, can't I just use QuickTime to capture video? And yeah, you kind of can, but I found it a lot more challenging to get the sound in addition to the video, whereas Wondershare lets me capture everything easily. And after I'm going to show you how to capture the video to practice scoring to picture, I'm also going to show you how to separate the dialogue and the sound effects so that you can take the score that's already there and remove it so that you can practice writing your own music with the video using only dialogue and sound effects. Now, I personally use Chrome as my browser, and what is possible with this program I'm going to show you is that you can capture a film scene or TV scene from streaming sites like Netflix or Amazon or Disney Plus and so on. However, you have to do this one little thing in Chrome that I'm going to show you right now. What we're going to do is we're just going to go into Chrome's settings over here, okay? And then we're going to go into System. And over here, there's a little thing called Use Graphics Acceleration when available. And so we're just going to switch that off. And by doing that, we're now going to be able to capture stuff from a website like Amazon Prime Video or Netflix. Let me show you what happens if we don't switch that off, okay? And by the way, I'm going to use an example of a documentary that I scored a very long time ago because I am friends with the people that had produced that documentary, and I just don't want anyone to get upset if I'm using their content to demonstrate on. However, this is a way that you can get practice material. So if that little switch is on, as you can see, if I go over here, this is a documentary, as I said. I'm going to press play. I can see that there are clips to the documentary when I scroll, but if I press play,
the Chinese theater in Hollywood when the movie opened, just anonymously.
I can hear the dialogue,
in the back
but I can't see anything. Now, if I were to turn this off and I relaunch everything, watch what happens now when I go to watch it.
Opening night, and
now I can see the footage.
Gave one of the most spectacular.
So that's the biggest thing. But we're going to want to use this other program in order to capture that footage, and that's what I'm going to show you. So this program is called Wondershare Uniconverter, and I actually originally downloaded it just as a batch converter to convert like tons of WAV files or tons of video files into a different format. However, I quickly discovered that it could be really, really helpful for people like us that are looking to practice on actual footage for educational purposes. So one small note. I am not sure how this works across different computers and video cards. I know that this works on my MacBook Pro and my older Macs as well. But you guys will just have to let me know what does and doesn't work for PC or other browsers in the comments. I'm hoping, though, that this does work for as many people as possible because it's a very effective method to get practice material. What we would do here is we would go to the screen recorder, okay? And we would simply click this button over here to set up screen recording. And this is the part that really matters to use this program for. So what you can do with this, in addition to capturing the screen, is you can select to capture the speaker audio, which is what we're going to do. And that is how we're going to get the music, dialogue, and sound effects. And what I'm going to show you next is how to separate them into different individual tracks. So what we'll do is we'll just press record on here. And then we go to the program that we want to capture a scene for and simply press play. And we just wait for it to play that scene. I don't recommend capturing incredibly long, like, segments. I would only recommend capturing maybe like a 5-minute scene, a 6-minute scene. That's plenty to practice on, and do it in small chunks like that. But once you've done that, you go back into your program of Wondershare. As you can see, I actually did it over here with some other clips from other things. And so after you've captured your scene, what you're going to do is you're going to go into this other program, which I don't really know how to say the name of it, but I think it's called Moisis. Basically, this uses AI to separate the audio, the dialogue, and the sound effects, which is what we need in order to hear things back the same way as if we got the footage from a studio to score a scene for. I think this is a good example of, AI being used in a practical manner to be helpful, and in this case, it's helpful for educational purposes. So all you need to do here, this is a monthly subscription, like a lot of things are, but it's not too bad. So what I'd personally recommend is you just get a subscription for like a month or so. You capture all of the scenes that you want to practice with for that or a couple months at a time. And then you drop them in here, you do the separation, and you don't have to pay more than like $30. It's really a small price to pay in order to have stuff to practice on. You go in here and you simply drag and drop your footage into there, right? That is the file that you captured using Wondershare. And you're going to drag and drop it in here, and they even have a setting where it says for multimedia tracks, film, TV, podcasts, and more. You are going to take the dialogue, soundtrack, and effects, and just submit it. So now this will take a minute, but it's going to separate those things out. Again, I am just saying to use these powers for good and not evil. I think that this can be a really wonderful tool when used the right way. Okay, so now that's done. We can see my clip over here, 49 seconds, and I'm going to open it up. And what you'll see here is that these tracks are separated out. So in this case, here's like the soundtrack part. And you can hear it's very imperfect. It has like artifacts of the dialogue or sound effects in the soundtrack part, but that's not what we're trying to grab, so it doesn't really matter. And in this case, here's the effects. The sound effects I feel are really important to have when we're practicing. That's a great capture of sound effects. And then here are some dialogue, and this is an animated thing that I captured. So these are like sheep or something. So you're gonna hear them talk, and it's gonna sound funny. Hey, hey. So that dialogue is completely isolated. Now all we need to do is export these, right? We'll take out the soundtrack. I'm gonna mute that. And as you can see on the bottom here, they're exporting right now. If this is helpful to you, let me know in the comments. Because not everyone knows this, but when you like a video, comment on a video, and subscribe to a channel, it is a huge help to that channel. And in our case, it's what helps us to produce more content like this for free. So if you want more videos like this, please share, like, leave a comment, and subscribe. Now, I'm going to move on to my next way that I would recommend for practicing. We're going to talk about writing suites, themes, and moods. So believe it or not, all film and TV scoring is actually not just about writing to picture. And game scoring has tons of music writing that doesn't go to picture as well. So the method we just covered to get practice material won't be able to help you in the situations that we are about to discuss. When you first get a project, there's not always footage available to score with, especially if you're early. And the fact is, the earlier you are to get involved in a project, it's usually better for lots of reasons. What myself and a lot of composers I know do is that we write what are called music suites that include themes and moods to reflect the world that is being built or the story that is being told. Basically, these suites are very long, evolving pieces of music, and sections of the suites can later be cut out and repurposed to picture if they're written really well. So something that is really important to do is to get used to creating a sound palette and music that's based on a description or a project brief. In fact, Hans Zimmer has been known to do this, and I believe it was on the Man of Steel soundtrack that he included his sketchbook or suites of ideas and moods and tones. The score to Interstellar was famously based on a one-page personal story that Christopher Nolan gave Hans Zimmer to read and create music from. So how do you practice this? I've personally gotten to practice this by getting opportunities to pitch for movies or TV shows, and I'll usually write something that I feel personally reflects the description of the project. But here's the secret. Those project briefs that we get to pitch on, they're pretty much the same thing as the blurb descriptions that you get from Netflix or on Wikipedia. So what I used to do to practice was I would look up descriptions for films or series that I had never seen. And I would read the Wikipedia synopsis and the story to get as full of a picture as I could. I would not watch the film or series, and I would definitely not listen to the score. And just from reading the plot and the synopsis of the project, I'd then attempt to write a piece of music that covered all the bases. And here's what the main theme could be. Here's an action scene where the theme can come in and is tied to different moments. Here's maybe what the suspense part could sound like. So, for example, let's just look up movies for the last year and Google movies in 2025 and see what we can come up with. Movies from 2025. There is a whole laundry list, and because I have not had time to watch as much TV or movies as I might have liked to last year, there's a ton I have never seen. Let's take this one, for example, The Lost Bus, right? We'll go to this movie, and right up here comes the Wikipedia, and we've got the whole plot. This is like if somebody were to send you a project brief. There's no reason that we can't read about this, which this is about the campfire 2018. A man who's a school bus driver in Paradise, California, struggles to care for his disabled mother. So you're getting a lot of different textures. I mean, just by reading this, I'm already thinking of some cool ideas that we might be able to do musically. I've never seen this. Who does the score? Of course, James Newton Howard. I bet it's amazing. But there's a great example. I'm going to pretend that an agent brought me this project brief, and now I've got a chance to pitch for it. Or maybe I've got the job and I've got to write for it. So I'll read this plot and I will write for a couple different scenes. And it's just a great way to practice turning text or story or plot lines into music. All right, so let's look at another one I never saw. Here's a romantic comedy example, Merv with Zooey Deschanel, right? We go over to here, we'll get a film plot. It's about a guy and a girl breaking up, but they decide to keep hanging out. They keep hanging out for their dog's mental health, I guess. So, I mean, I could see how that would be sort of a fun, light score. I have not heard the score. I have not seen the movie, but I will pretend maybe that I'm doing a pitch and use that as my inspiration. What someone could actually do with this method is actually combine it with the tools that I just showed you before. So you can pick a movie that you haven't seen, look up sequences from online and get the screen grab, remove the score with the tools that exist, and then you can go in fresh and really test your skills as if it was a real assignment to write on a major studio or TV project. You've got the whole plot outline and summary from Wikipedia. You've got the scene with dialogue and sound effects. Honestly, I've just had so many composers that have messaged me over the past year asking, well, how can I practice writing to picture more? Or how can I practice just writing for projects in general if I don't have that work to begin with? And I thought that this was a pretty good solution. So if you find this kind of information valuable, I hope that you'll like the video, share it with other composers that you may know, subscribe, or leave a comment, because that's what allows us to keep creating free content like this. As always, I hope that this was helpful.